Hello, and thanks for joining us on this edition of Media Chat with the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, His Excellency Nyesom Wike. Is the edition for the month of August, and we are here. You soon get to meet members of the panel, but first let's welcome the host, the Honorable Minister. Good to see you. You're looking refreshed.
Thank you very much. And you too.
Do I add doctor to the title now? Congratulations on that award.
Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. With your permission, let me introduce members of the panel here. To my immediate right here is a new face that you're probably meeting for the first time, Dr. Festus Adedayo. Dr. Adedayo is member editorial board, Tribune, Nigeria's oldest surviving private newspaper. Over 70 years old, right? Yes. Good to see you, Festus. Festus is also a lawyer, by the way. And of course, sitting next to Festus is also another new face joining us for the first time on this chat. Omorua Adesua. Omorua is news anchor, Arise News. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Minister.
And of course, on the other side of the aisle, to the minister's immediate left, is a very known face, Makwe Ogun-Yusuf. Good to see you, Makwe.
Good to see you too.
Makwe is of China. I thought that's too common for me to be emphasizing.
Well, you can never overemphasize it. The
All right.
brand.
Makwe Ogun-Yusuf, Channels TV.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Chijoke Okafor is also a very known face to you, sir. It's of ADBN. Chijoke, welcome to the panel.
Thank you. Good to see you again, Honorable Minister.
The last member of the panel here, a new face as well, Asuko James. Asuko is of TVC News. All right, Honorable Minister, let's, like I said, you look very refreshed. After a month of commissioning, there may be a few days of rest, you look refreshed. But then I know that something must be cooking. So what do we expect after the commissioning? What should Abuja people expect?
Well, having commissioned does not mean that our work has ended. What we commissioned is to celebrate the second anniversary of Mr. President in office. Of course, there are still more works to be done. More works are going on. And we do expect that after some time, we will also invite you to flag off other projects that are having positive impact or would have positive impact on the lives of the residents and business people in Abuja. So many that I cannot really reel out. But I do know that we have ongoing the road from Pai to Gomani. We have the Dede Road. We have the Kasara Road where you have the Renew Hope Agenda Housing Estate. We have the Court of Appeal Division of Court of Appeal, Abuja Division going on. We have the Justices' Quarters of the Federal High Court, the FCT High Court, and the Court of Appeal Division Abuja. We have the Board of Ventures Annex. We have 10 flats which we believe before the end of this year will have completed for the Grand Law School Abuja. And so other projects like the continuation of the N5. We have the N20 road going on. And so many other, we have Kete, Takoshira road going on. So many things to be done, and other things like the rural water, which will be taking place, which will be concentrating in Kubwa, Kauru, and part of Buari. We also have this project of Lit Up Abuja. Of course, you know that Abuja will be 50 years by February next year, which is like a jubilee year. We remember when Mr. President traveled to China we did sign a memorandum of understanding with CGC and ECC, where they will provide, because we've had problems about contractors who own these streets and the one in charge of the street lights, today vandalization, tomorrow that. So we try to see how we can once and for all tackle these issues. And we came up with these very formidable companies, assuring us that they will have to provide security device and to maintain it for 4 or 5 years without us going back to pay, oh, this has been vandalized, this bomb has been stolen, and all kinds of things. So we think that that will help us a lot to take over the entire streets in the city. And then we can now allow other people to go into the rural areas to provide some solar power for them. So many things to be done. And we are doing a lot of rehabilitation of schools, so many. So the work is endless. It's endless. But we believe by the grace of God that will all continue. But for information, I've not rested. I've not taken any break since after the commission is 2 weeks. 16 good days. Of course, I don't know how many people would have survived that, but I will still find out time to take my time to go and rest. It's very, very important. Yes, that's where we are.
Dr.
Okay, Honorable Minister, that's quite a mouthful. I know you have been inundated with acclamations, if you like, in the last how many years that you've been in office. People have spoken about your the infrastructural revolution that you've been able to bring in the FCT. However, your critics are not relenting. What they are saying is that you're concentrating on the brick and mortar of governance, infrastructure, and as a form of showmanship. They are saying that you've neglected some more enduring aspect of governance. They talked about inclusive urban planning, stakeholders, engagement and consultation, and that, that's what you're prefacing in this government. Are you not bothered?
Bothered of what? I mean, from the question you asked, that provider of infrastructure is showcasing, is just playing to the gallery. Urban planning. How do you provide infrastructure without urban planning? It's unfortunate that we are not engaging with stakeholders. How would he know when we engage stakeholders? You are aware that when we came on board, it has never happened that we have to visit all the 6 area councils, where we start with the youth, start with traditional rulers, start with the women. And that was the first time that the stakeholder will say, look, this is our major priority. You also remember how the youth secretariat was created by Mr. President. How the women's secretariat was created. It was never in existence in Abuja. It was as a result of interaction with the stakeholders, which are carried to Mr. President, and Mr. President Mr. William approved the creation of this secretariat. So when people talk about non-engagement of stakeholders, who are the stakeholders? I hope you don't say a stakeholder is somebody who's been shouting on national television that I'm not inviting him or her. That is not correct. That is not correct. So the engagement of stakeholders, I'm happy when anybody likes, when they say infrastructure, who are those who are using the roads now? What drives the economy of any country? What makes investors to come to say, look, we are willing to invest? Will an investor come and provide infrastructure? Will an investor come and provide roads? When these things are not in place, it will not encourage anybody to come. Because these are the primary things first that an investor will see and say, yes, I want to establish an institution here. Is there any access to that? I want to establish a private hospital here. Are there roads? I want to set up a manufacturing. I want to do mechanized agric. I agree. Are there access roads in case that will bring in this produce to the city? So people just, for purposes of criticizing when they don't have anything to say. I will use one local thing we normally say in my place. And pardon me to say that, my people say, if you don't have anything to say against somebody, you use one line, say as him be. Because you have nothing to say. I mean, you must appreciate when a government has done well. You don't need to like the person in charge. By the grace of God, you have talked about infrastructure revolution in Abuja. That means the government of Mr. President is working. At least, let's take from here. So, I appreciate that. And we have not said that we would have solved the entire problems within 2 years. Where has it happened? This is a government that inherited so much problems. And we are doing all our best, taking time to fix them. And suddenly within 2 years, something you have not done for 10 years, 20 years, since 1999, within 2 years, everything must have been fixed. That must be a miracle. I put my hand on here and say, be healed. And you are healed. It's not possible. It's not possible. Yes.
Honorable Minister, it's interesting that you mentioned rehabilitation of schools.
Yeah.
You talked about more projects that are coming. Because like my colleague mentioned earlier, the criticism has been that you've been focusing or leaning on physical infrastructure, which you're doing laudable well. People have been praising you for that, including connecting rural roads that have long been forgotten. However, when you mention school, I'm curious, perhaps you tell us more about some of the social development plans that you have beyond schools. Are there any? For instance, health, urban poverty, homelessness. What is the FCT doing in that regard?
Now, I also want to appreciate, you just said here that people of that are doing well in terms of rules, correcting rural rules. But have you also accepted, are you convinced that in terms of education, that we are doing something?
We don't know. That's what
You see,
people
that
say
is,
they don't know.
that is why,
We have
the point I'm making is that I want to give a challenge to this, and I will plead that the Mandate Secretary of Education will fund the logistics, and give you 1 month. Go to the rural areas and the city and see the schools that have been rehabilitated and furnished. The problem is because we didn't go to commission. If I've gone to commission, you would allow this question. Because for me, I thought, well, look, what am I going to, commission, innovated schools, furnished schools? For me, it's not important. Also, in terms of the social development, talking about in terms of the youth, we are seeing what we are doing in Yaya, the Youth Development Center. As we speak to you now, we are building 3 sports centers for our youth. One in, I think one in Guaguanada, and then 2 in the city here. So we're taking it, seriously, so that we know that once we are focused with this, we are done with this, we move to the next. It's not just to scratch, and let it be that at the end of the day, you scratch, nothing meaningful will come out of it. So these are things that we are doing. Maybe it is not possible. It's not possible for us to say, look, we want to go and flag off all these projects, we want to go and commission these projects. It's not possible. We take what we think that, well, these are very, 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 very projects to spend billions of naira, that people should see what you've done, But if it's a project where you are spending 1% billion and this and that, by the time we say we want to go and commission those projects, you will also ask, must we commission everything? So I would think that you will help us by we providing logistics. You go with the Mandate Secretary of Education, Mandate Secretary of Social Development, and then go and see things on ground. We are not saying, and I continue to say that, I will not say here that every problem has been solved. All problems cannot be solved. Even if this government stays 20 years, no government can solve all problems. But government is solving problems that at least will help to improve the lives of the people. And that's what it's supposed to be.
Honorable Minister, that question on schools, she took right out of my mouth,
Okay.
because there is a follow-up, and perhaps after this program I can show you some pictures
Yes.
with regards to the state of some schools in the area councils.
Can I actually, let me just answer that.
Yes.
This is the problem we have always said. How many schools do we have in FCT? How many schools do we have?
Okay, well,
Now, assuming we have about, say, 10,000 schools, assuming. You go and take 3 schools that are bad. The mischief makers. For example, these schools you are talking about
Yes.
that are bad, when did they become bad?
you haven't let me ask my question.
No, but I mean,
Let me
because-
quickly ask
okay,
the question,
okay.
and perhaps you can put it in
Okay,
context.
okay.
It's about the area councils.
Yes.
I mean, who are supposed to be responsible for primary education. Do they also have the mandate to build these primary schools? Are they directly under them? If they are, do they have the funds to do so, or are you intervening as Minister of
I
the
will,
FCT?
I will not answer whether they have the funds. First of all, I thank God you know that primary school is the responsibility of local government councils or area councils.
Which aspect of it? That's the part of the question.
No, but what
Is it the software, which is salaries of the teachers?
But the
Exactly.
Or
federal-
building of the structure?
no, the same, all. You cannot remove this and take this. It's not so. However, most of the schools that are being habilitated are being carried out by us, by the FCT. Because we believe that, yes, it is their responsibility. But again, if anything happens, nobody will talk about that. Just like when the teachers were on strike. Nolge was on strike. It is not FCT strike. But we thought that, look, teachers on strike, what do we do? It is not that secondary school teachers are not on strike. People should have that in mind. The tertiary education under FCT, they're not on strike. People should know that. Now, when people say, they go and tell them to go to the gate of FCT, carry children, stay there, we're at home, to try to embarrass the government. I didn't talk. Because no, let me finish. Because I know it's just blackmail. It's not people. We have come to intervene severally. And what's the intervention? The funds they are having, they have said is not enough. Remember, the increment in the minimum wage affected them. Now, if a local government or an area council, take for example, whatever, is getting, maybe in a month, 300 something million naira for the allocation. And then he gets IGR, their own share of the 10% monthly they get. Assuming they get like 2 something billion, that 2 billion is shared among the 6 area council, but not on equal basis, based on your own contribution. So, assuming whatever gets additional 150 million naira, or 200 million, as the case may be, that adds to the 300, 500 million. What's the salary structure? What's the salary of the staff of Guatemala for teachers and local government staff? It's more than 500 million. Now, if you expend that, what other money do you have to carry out other services? That's why there's a problem in our federal system, where you go to the headquarters, to the capital, and negotiate for minimum wage for states and local government councils. What is the capacity of this area council or local government to be able to pay? And look at people and say, employ. It is sometimes madness when you say in FCT alone, we have over 55,000 workers. How do you justify it? 55,000 workers doing what? However, you can't take a step. That was all industrial crisis. But nobody talks about the funding. Where would this money come from? FCT area councils are not like other local governments where you have away from the oil producing states and what will only do is taxes. Remember, what comes to the FCT is 1% of the allocation of federal government. So if the federal government, for example, gets in a month 800 billion from the share of the inflation account, what they will pay to FCT is how much? 1% of 800 billion is how much? 8 billion.
So understanding, just a moment, just understanding the challenge that the area councils are facing, particularly in that area of education, because I can see that you're making some intervention efforts.
Yeah.
Would you say that you would declare a state of emergency in the infrastructure around education, given just how decrepit and how long a backlog
No.
it's been?
Declare the state of emergency to achieve what?
At least, will I say, decent infrastructure in the area
No,
of,
do you need to declare?
primary education.
You see, that's why I quarrel. Somebody who says is a senator representing FCT. All we're interested is you want to be invited, what job have you done? Ordinarily, as a senator representing the FCT and members of the House of Reps who are the FCT should make a special claim from the federal government. This is the capital of the country. Let me finish. There must be a special intervention for the federal capital. But there's nothing like that.
You're in a good place to make that request.
No. That's why, as a senator, as members of the House of Reps, in the National Assembly, you start from there. Let people understand that, yes, you are really speaking on their behalf.
Have you approached the senator to work with her?
Yeah, I don't need to approach you. You went and said you want to go to Senate. You want to say you want to go to House of Representatives. Therefore, you should know the role you should play. It is not only coming to national television. He's not inviting me for commission of project. He's not inviting me for us to have a drink. That is not the job we're talking about.
Honorable Minister, let's talk about your image when it comes to the education sector in the FCT. You had mentioned that mischief makers are portraying the fact that you're not putting so much attention on the education sector in the FCT and you're building bridges for showmanship. And you said that you don't publicize some of these works that you have been doing in the education sector due to the size of the projects as compared to the roads and bridges that you have been doing. Don't you think, Honorable Minister, that perhaps putting more attention or some certain level of attention on the education sector and the works that you're doing there would help your administration shut these mischief makers up?
That maybe you have misunderstood me. I didn't say the level of work we're doing is not enough. I'm saying probably because we have not gone to commissioning. It's not only commissioning that you can publicize to.
Do you have plans of commissioning anything, perhaps collectively anytime soon?
I think I did say here that I will provide for the logistics. You are media people, and the Monday secretary will take you around for 1 month. And then you now see what you have done in education, and then you can speak to the people. I hope I said that here.
All right. Yeah.
I hope I said that. So I don't know what you want. If I have in mind to do any commissioning or what, I'm giving you the assignment.
Maybe we should leave education and go to something.
But again, I will also say, I don't see her a rational person. Somebody who has no mental problem. We say that building bridges is a showman. I don't understand that. I don't understand, how do you go to school when there's no road? Some of you have complained that taking your children to school is a problem. Something that will take you 30 minutes will take you 2 hours. And a government has come to say, no, this can't continue. It has to be, not even that 30 minutes, it has to be reduced to 20 minutes. Now you say it's a showman trying to show. Assuming we provide the entire schools to be good without roads, what do you do?
All right. We have so many issues to cover, so let's leave that and move to something else. Asuko.
Let's talk about health. I know that you've been making progress in terms of infrastructure, roads, but what of healthcare in the FCT? Because I know that if you also concentrate on the hospitals and all, the residents will also be happy. Don't you think so?
In terms of what? Why do you think we're not doing? What do you think we're not doing in the health
Because
that you think we should do?
No, like I know there are some councils that don't have general hospitals.
Must every council have a general hospital?
Or specialist hospital, for instance, rather than them coming to town.
Is it the problem in Nigeria?
Maybe you should just
No,
provide an insight into what you are doing
I'm coming.
in the health sector.
Take for example, and that is the politics we play in this country that's so bad. In as much as I want to provide access to education, we don't want to talk about quality of education. Everybody wants a university to be his community. Nobody has asked. These two universities you have provided, what's the quality? All you are interested, let there be universities everywhere, but no quality. I would prefer that I have 3 universities, for example, and then you can talk about the quality of that university or schools. Now, we do the same thing. You've not talked about in terms of general hospital. I don't know why anybody should think that within 2 years in office, you have provided general hospitals in all the area councils. That is not possible. Except you're talking about the warehouses, what you would regard as hospitals, without the proper equipment that's supposed to be there. Today, we are trying to reconstruct the Otako that was abandoned general hospital. We're renovating the Wagwalada General Hospital. And then again, the one in Aguaripa. Go and see the doctor's quarters. They're a mess. Go and see the work that we're doing there. Like I said, this is just 2 years in office. It is not possible for you to turn around all the sectors. It is not possible. But that does not mean any sector should be neglected. And we are not neglecting. It's just that talk about the transport system. It is a chaotic. But we're trying to see what we can do to put it in order, which we have started. But you know, I appreciate the problem that we have. Like I said before, things were so bad. And so a government has come. Let everything be solved now. And I appreciate the fact that because you are saying we are doing well, and therefore, you believe that we should have done well in everything. No. We should take that government does not work that way. A government must be focused on targeting that. From this period to this period, this is what we are going to do in this area. From this period to the other period, this is what we are going to do in this area. That's how government is supposed to do. Not just a government comes.
I just hope the Honorable Minister understands what we are trying to do here, which is to reflect what the people say. The more you give to the people, the more they ask for.
I agree with you. I agree, but that's why I'm also answering now. That's why I'm also saying let the people also hear
what we are doing,
and this is the way government is supposed to be run, not the way.
Do you think, sir, that it could be as a result of, because it would appear, and in fairness to you, you are not shy of interviews.
Yep.
This conversation you have every month is regular and it's steady.
Yes.
However, people will say that your mandate secretaries should be out there taking questions, taking concerns, and explaining to the people as well what exactly is going on under their mandate.
So they are not satisfied of what I'm briefing them until when the mandate secretaries brief them.
No, sometimes people will just want to hear from them on different sectors.
You have your own time to go to them and ask them questions. You will not advise us how, in terms of public appearance, in terms of interviews. Take, for example, you read newspapers, you hear what the mandate secretary of health says.
So does your office, supervise this mandate secretary?
What I mean, this is very unfair. If you ask me whether my office supervises the mandate secretary, that would be very much unfair. How will I sit and approve fund? You know me very well. I sit and approve fund for you to utilize, and then you're asking me if I supervise. Do I look like somebody who will sit in the office? I mean, that would be unfair. That would be very unfair question to say if I supervise my commissioners.
Let me just check.
No, that would be quite unfair.
Before I move on from education very quickly, what is so wrong if you stamp your face with perhaps one commissioning of a school project? We have seen you with so many roads, so many physical projects. What is so wrong if you do commission one school project? So,
The anger of the people is that I have not gone to commission. Okay, let me promise them now. Can I promise them?
From your submission.
Can I promise them?
Okay.
And promise you too. If that's what you want.
It's not me.
No.
It's
What I mean you. What I mean you are speaking on behalf of them because of their worries. Because of their worries. I have not said, okay, to satisfy them, to satisfy you who asked the question, we'll take on 10 schools. As I leave here, I'll tell the mandate secretary and tell the protocol to set up a program. Well, and of course, we won't do the ones in town. We'll have to go to the rural areas. And I hope you oblige us to also be there.
All right. Okay. Sorry.
And two, we won't do it live. I hope you like that. Because you know where I'm going to. Because you know who benefits from the live coverage.
I have an idea.
Let's go to something different.
Right.
About 2 weeks ago or so, you signed an MOU for the Abuja City Walk.
Yep.
We understand that the Abuja City Walk is patterned after the Dubai City Walk. Now, for those of us who don't know what the Dubai City Walk is all about, I say us, Abuja residents, would you like to give an insight into what this Abuja City Walk brings to the table?
Yes, let me tell you, it's most unfortunate what we find. That's why I say leadership is key in anything you are doing. We're privileged. We're privileged to have traveled, and most of you too would have traveled. And then when you go to some of these cities, you see that. You say, wow, what is this? What's difficult that we cannot replicate our cities to be like this? To give it, that yes, this is what investment is all about, and this is what grows economy. And then we come back home, having been to so city, or very fine city. Having been to the other city, very fine city. What makes it fine? It's a city that you can find everything that will improve the lives of the people, that make things easier for the people, and then will improve the economy, will create jobs. So what's wrong that it's not applicable in your own place? And you have the opportunity to also tell your people what we find in that area can be done here with the right leadership. I don't know whether you've been to the Dubai City.
I have not. I've not been to Dubai.
No, okay. I know you, most of you.
That's what
Go to. I have never been to that Dubai City until when I got this proposal. I've been a governor. I see people coming with all kinds of proposals, with a portfolio, and put a PowerPoint and present. I'm not a fan of that. I want something that, yes, you are serious, yes, it can work, not just to come and fake our land and this and that has been the case all the time. So I was invited and I went to Dubai and I went to Dubai City. It is a place where you find everything you talk about in life. It's not only where you talk about the rich men. No. Schools are there, all kinds of business, but see how compact. And so I bought the idea. So when they came, and I said, part of our problem is bureaucracy. And I said, look, I've had this experience of people coming that, look, they have $18 billion. They have $10 million. At the end of the day, you don't see anything. Rather, they take your property or your land, as the case may be, to go to bank and collect more funds. When I was chief of staff at the university, it has happened. I don't want to mention them so that the person will not say, oh, I went to national television to embarrass him. A businessman. We had to bring down a popular cultural center for the purpose of it. At the end of the day, nothing happened. So when I became governor, I wanted to take back our property. It became politics. In fact, the person went out to start saying that because it's an job, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I mean, madness. I just stay away. So that you don't cut this, because it's very, very important. So when they came, I said, listen, what do you want? They said they want social place, and they're going to divide it in phases. So, what time limit? They said, well, they want to go back and then come back and see whether we are ready. So I said, no, we are ready now. We'll take you to where we think. And all those who will be involved must accompany us. The director of land, the director of surveying, the director of development control, the director urban and regional planning. I said, yes. We moved down to the place, and they were very happy. I said, okay, what do we do? Can we have the design you want? Director of development control, I don't want to hear bureaucracy. Oh, some staff are trying to, sabotage you. Oh, you didn't pay this. I don't want that. And I told them, bring the drawings. I will take it and submit it to the development control. Development control, tell them the charges. Within 24 hours, it must be done. And it was done. And they paid the fees. Now, that's okay. Director of land prepared a documentation for them. However, if in this first phase, you are not able to complete the first phase or achieve it, the line reverts back to us automatically. Not where you see people are applying for mass housing. 10 years, nobody's doing mass housing. 10 years, they are dividing and selling the land. Look at the problem we had with the Praco. You know where a sunrise is? Sunrise. But a good chunk of land. Praco claimed that the FCT gave them 500 hectares for housing. For how long? Instead of them to develop the houses, Praco started dividing the land, selling. When I came up, I said, no, this is not right. If it's to sell land, government could as well sell the land and make money and develop the city. What happened? All over the television, social media, I'm fighting the Igbos. I'm doing this, I'm doing this. That is the country you are in. Now, on this investment, which the people have signed, that so-called Abuja Technology Village. Ask who owns Abuja Technology Village? If you see the corruption, Abuja Technology Village is the baby of FCT. FCT provided the infrastructure for more than 20 years. Go and see litigation, grabbing of land. 20 years, nothing has been done. 20 good years. You go there, they have rented there, you see where tankers, NMPC tankers are parked, they collect money. You see somebody to one side, they collect. Oh my God. So you see, so many people are not claiming of having CFOs. I said, I can't understand this. I said, okay, I'm going to solve this problem. That's not called Abuja Technology Village. So when this people now came, politics started. What is the politics? The boy who is there, who said is the acting MD, I said, who made the acting MD? There's nothing like that. We have given 200 hectares, we have signed a memorandum of understanding that they have to do the first phase of this Abuja City work. And if it is not done, we are saying that Mr. President is going to do his 3rd year anniversary next year. And they have promised us that they are going to complete this first phase. And if, calm down, don't rush. If this first phase is not carried out, the land refers to us. There's no grammar about it. Politics again started. Because it's from social place. Because they now started writing, oh, that investors have come with 660-something million US dollars. This came now because of these investors have come. Meanwhile, you have rented all these lands. I said, no, we will not accept that. Remember, when Mr. President directed that we should renovate, overhaul the International Conference Center, which is Bola International Conference Center now. Somebody went to court that he was given that to run. He pays to FCT 50 million naira a year. And you and I can attest to the whole place was run down. When we shut down the place, politics came. Oh, one senator called me. Oh, how can you do this? How can you do that? I said, what did I do? Oh, this man is my man. I said, yes, there's nothing wrong. But as a senator, as a citizen of this country, who loves this country, are you happy that that is the International Conference Center, that you host international bodies? You went to what? I ignored it. It's our property. It's not your property. And look at the money we spent. Look at what it is today. You are paying us 50 million a year, but we have made over 1.something billion in a month. For this, you are paying us 50 million naira a year. So, what I'm trying to say, you see, if we don't, it's a leadership we require, people may not like it. People may not like it, but it has to be done. So now, what we are doing now, in that place, I hear somebody say he is going to court. I said, look, it's good. That will not stop us from going on to bring such a project that will change the face of the city, create employment.
I was just about to ask you the benefits, what we're hoping to benefit from.
Take for example now, assuming I'm building the structure, would there not be people working here? Take for example, I'm just using that as an example. You are creating a hub where so many facilities will be. You spend over $1 billion. What, investing $1 billion in an economy, what benefit do you think you will derive? So many things. Look at the constructions and what will be, how the economy will change. And somebody is telling me that because of your selfish interest of renting for over 20 years, makeshift, then government will not move on, the city will not move on. And we have been crying. Nothing is happening in Abuja. And people, the president has traveled so much of weighing investors that the environment is conducive. We can guarantee you this, guarantee you that. And you are sitting down to sabotage that effort because of your selfish interest. We will not allow that.
Minister, the amenities that you had mentioned that will be in the Abuja City Walk and the other side attractions, kind of seems similar to things you would find in places like the Centenary City or even the Renewed Hope City that is springing up in, within the FCT.
Where is the Centenary City?
Well, I'm driving somewhere, Honorable Minister. You had mentioned that the first phase of the project will be commissioned by next year, ahead of Mr. President's 3rd year anniversary in office. How is this possible? That within this short time
Why
frame,
not? You see
this
that?
will
Hold on,
be
hold on,
achieved?
hold on. Sometimes let's ask questions. This is what you have told me. And I said, if you don't do this, the land goes back. So it's not my business. My business is our understanding that unlike where you give out land, like I've told you here, somebody took 500 hectares of land for housing. Where is the housing? You give me a CFO. Nothing to say, if this is not done, the land goes back to a government. And this is how people have used government to make money without carrying out the whole essence of the agreement.
But
If you see what today, we have changed that pattern. I've changed that pattern now, that if you come now to say what you call swap, we'll provide infrastructure in these areas, then we use the land for, we agree. Let there be a proper documentation. From what time to what time? Before there's nothing like that. And nobody will want, and if you have now come to say, look, this pattern must change. People begin to query it. It was not done there before. The mere fact that it was not there before does not mean it will not be here today. We must have to do things that will make people think that, yes, we are carrying out the right thing. And people will have confidence in you.
okay.
Honorable Minister, I still want to follow up on the issue of you said 45,000 hectares allocated to a health institution. Some thousands of hectares allocated to a health institution that you had to...
It's not health. You get your money to say University of Abuja.
No, the earlier one, when you were talking about some hectares of land
It's
allocated
Abuja
that you had to...
Technology Village. Abuja Technology Village.
Exactly. So I want to ask for an update on the 11,000 hectares of land allocated to Abuja that University of Abuja rather, that went bust recently. That's one. Two, don't you think that the level of cynicism and criticisms of your achievements, many of them lauded in Abuja, is as a result of the fact that, yes, I reckon there must be an Abuja master plan, of the fact that it is not visible. For instance, you have in Singapore, people can keep track of development. In Singapore now, people know what next government is going to do. Don't you think that you should make it visible to the public, in which case they can keep track of it? They know, for instance, what's the next thing that Nyesom Wike is going to do?
You know what I like us? We are not being realistic. You are seeing what I'm talking about here now. We are being theoretical. Why are we having problems? That even when government has said, this is the master plan, somebody comes to destroy the master plan, and you come up to us and say, this cannot be. Instead of you to agree that what I'm doing is the right thing, you come with ethnicity and religion. And that is the truth of the matter. That is the truth of the matter. That's the pain of our problem here. I thank God you are here asking this question. But tell yourself the simple truth. Assuming that the man who destroyed that master plan is from your area. No, let us tell ourselves the simple truth. And I've come on board to say, no, this is wrong. We have to go back to what it's supposed to be. Being a journalist, he will come and meet you, see what a Wike is doing, because he hates the Igbos, he hates the Yorubas, he hates the Hausas, for example. As somebody whom I think should say, listen, tell me the truth. Did you know the story master plan?
Yeah, but isn't this because there is no transparency?
Nobody
knows
that is the point.
what the master plan is
Oh,
about.
no. What is transparency? The master plan is a document. The master plan is a document. Of course, take for example, if we say, here is a green area, I must be green. somebody in government comes in, or a director in the ministry, or in the FCT, one way or the other, plays this game. And then, unknown to you, let me tell you, these 500 hectares of land I was saying that was given to Praco was signed by a director of lands when the minister had just left. And what did they do? They connived, they went to court without, and served FCT without the legal department knowing. And even if you know, they take somebody in the legal department to go and concede to the case. You are handicapped.
Honorable Minister, can you just clear up this issue between the Abuja
Yes,
Technology Village and the Abuja City Walk?
No, there's nothing like, no, there's nothing to
or
clear.
the Abuja Technology Village
There's
is no
nothing
longer
to,
in
there's
Abuja.
nothing to clear about the Abuja Technology Village. There's nothing to clear. I'm the minister of the FCT. Right? Abuja Technology Village is a creation of the FCT.
Okay. So nobody is going to court to
What are you
stop,
going
to stop the Abuja City Walk?
What are you going to court for? Is it your, I mean, the Abuja Technology is who is Abuja Technology Village?
It's a baby of the FCT.
I don't understand.
A group of investors have taken you to court. They say they've invested so much. They have it gazetted. They do have the CEO of the land. And Honorable Minister, you talk about investors.
Can I tell my sister? I have told you here about what has happened in that Abuja thing. I have told you here that for the past 20 years, that government has provided infrastructure for people to come and invest. Did you understand me? And I told you that nothing has happened. What they were doing was to cut some part, give some people rent out this and that. Is that investment that you're talking about? Is that why government will provide such level of infrastructure? And let me tell you, nobody will say gazetted by who? By who? Can you help us? Can you help us and give us the gazette?
So all of that have been revoked, and the land reverted back to them.
We have given land to the investors, and investors are going to invest and build on that
New
land.
investors.
Yes.
That's the Abuja City
Yes,
Walk.
those who want to invest.
That's the clarification.
That's what we're saying. So it does not matter anybody. I told you here, there are so many CFOs there. I told you this.
But is it the fault of the investors? If they are
Whom do you call an investor?
Excuse me.
Whom do you call investor? Who do you call investor?
People who will bring their money into the country.
Where is the money for 20 years? Where is the money?
What about the Abuja University, University of Abuja?
Okay, hold on. So let us not take that now.
Yes.
So when you say investors, when you say anybody comes here, I'm an investor. You're an investor for 20 years. Not one block has been put on ground. And you use government land to begin to rent and collect money. So that makes you an investor. That is not correct. Now you talk about Abuja University. People should say the truth. Look, I came what I met. The former minister had invoked that land. The former minister. Now, you see, the problem we have, when you revoke and you don't implement, do you understand me? Now it looks like nothing has happened. That's why I said, the problem we have is that the inability of previous administrations to implement decisions they have taken. Now, and let us tell ourselves the simple truth. Tell me anywhere in the world where you say a university has 11,000 hectares of land. Tell me, let us be reasonable. You can abuse anybody as you choose to abuse. That's not the point. Today, EFCC Academy is in that University of Abuja. Who gave them? Was that the one? If it is your property, EFCC Academy, police have their own property there. And who said this? That's the district, Giri district. No road, nothing. What the university did was to just, if you are going to the airport, from beginning down to Gwagwalada village, what they do, they come and wake up. Can I, you people should take it easy. It's their colleague that asks the question. So let the public also benefit and appreciate what is going on. What if sometimes you have something, they cut out, they give you, they collect money. What kind of system is this? And we have come to say, listen, there are institutions, here we are getting decongested, you know that. And we are getting congested. Do you know that? And we have to move. Now, we are saying, look, 11,000 hectares, you can't. We can give you 4,000 hectares. And you know what's called 4,000 hectares? I'm not talking about 4,000 acres. Some of you who don't know about land. Not 4,000 plots. I'm talking about 4,000 hectares. 1,000 square meter, 10,000 square meter gives you 1 hectare. So what I talking about, 4,000 hectares. 4,000. Now, what the university is saying, oh, there are rocks. Yeah. Beautiful.
That 2,000 hectares
that
is made up of rocks and mountains.
Okay, fine. That's why you're a university. If you have rocks, you can turn it to wealth. Assuming, though not considering. Do you know what it's called about 2,000 hectares rock? How can people just come and, mention where in Abuja that 2,000 hectares of land is rock. People should see, this is one thing we must not do. We must stop this. I will not be minister forever, but I will do the right thing for Christ's sake. If I'm the head of the institution, and you tell me some area will have rock, it becomes economical for me. I will turn it to something that will yield money for the university. It's just that nobody wants to use his head to do something. You all want, do you know what's called a rock? Take for example.
Honorable Minister, we have to go to break.
Well, it is because of you. It is because of you. Because,
we have to go to
because
break.
when we say all these things, imagine where somebody tells you 2,000 hectares is rock. Can that be possible? People just come and bring blackmail, propaganda, that government should not proceed 4,000 hectares of land. How many have they developed it today? How many? And we are saying that, look, there are institutions. Now, EFC's academy is there. The DSS, they're moving in there. Police. And we're saying we have to do roads. All this propaganda, we can stand to do this. I will do what is right. When I leave, whoever that comes, you say, don't want to do, it's their business. But posterity will be, judgment will be that. As at the time I came, I tried to correct certain things. That's my position.
At this point, we take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation and we'll be talking politics, perhaps also finishing some other questions around the FCT. Please stay with us. Welcome back. We're still having the conversation with the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. Honorable Minister, you're trying to finish your thoughts on the issue of the Abuja land, the University of Abuja land. I think two people have.
It's not University of Abuja land.
Controversy. Maybe I should put controversy at the end of that.
Honorable
So,
Minister,
no, just
I
quickly,
wanted
sir.
to ask about the land titles that were revoked.
I can
The
hear
land
you.
titles that were revoked,
What?
land titles that were revoked.
On account of
and I
ground
know
rent.
on account of ground rent.
Just quickly, sir.
Yeah, so,
They were
yeah,
trying
because
to
so that
follow
we-
up on the University of Abuja land controversy. Let them quickly finish that, and you can ask about that.
Because
The
All
land
right,
title that-
Minister, you had mentioned that of the revoked land, or rather within the land that is the University of Abuja, you find the EFCC Academy, you find ESS, and so many other institutions. Now, my question is, were these lands given out to them by the University of Abuja, or was it given out by the FCDA without your consent?
What do you mean by consent? Well, is it by as me as
Without
minister?
your approval?
No, what as I came on board, or you are
Well,
talking about FCT.
whether now or before?
No. You see, what I thought you should have asked without the approval of FCT. But if you are saying by me, you're asking because now as the minister, not that problem. EFCC Academy had been there before I came.
Who gave them the land?
It's from FCT. That's what I'm asking University of where would it, because the former minister had already revoked this land.
Adesua.
Yes, I was just going to ask you, Honorable Minister, have you decided what to do or what will become of the 7,000 you have revoked from the 11,000? I wanted the audience to find out as well.
No, that is the district. So many things will come in place there. Like I told you, DSS has applied and they have a place. Police has applied. But it will no longer going to be just applying. It is going to be, you are planning to use it for what? How long are you going to develop it? If you won't develop from so time, the line will pass automatically. It's not going to be like give DSS 200 hectares, yes. It remains there for donkey years. No development. No, and then when they say if not developed, DSS will come up, well, we're heads of security, you can't do anything, for example. Police comes, want to build social in academy, you give them. When will you develop it? 15 years time, nothing has happened. And then you say, look, we can't allow this. Police can look, nobody can do anything here. We are the head of security here. That is our problem.
So quickly.
That's our problem.
yeah, so I was trying to ask about those land titles that were revoked, because of non-payment of ground rent. And I know that Mr. President actually gave a grace period of 2 weeks. So what next? What are you going to do next?
But you should know what I'm going to do next.
Because Nigerians want to know, because it's more than 2 weeks.
That-
It's more than 2 weeks.
That 2 weeks has lapsed.
Yes.
Without being told. And I laugh. It's unfortunate. And I thank God, Mr. President said 2 weeks, 1 month, we're more than 3 months. That is Nigeria for you.
So what has happened?
I'm coming. We have just finished a program of commissioning and commissioning. When I go home and sleep very well, very soon, I'm going to seal up all those property. I'm going to seal it up. You see, you can't deny us of the taxes we use for development. You are talking about here now, health sector. You are talking about here, education. You are talking about what have you done in other social sectors. You have to, what are we going to do with it? With what? With what? You want this. Pay us the taxes that are supposed to be paid. He said no. And you want us not to do anything. We have listened to Mr. President in his wisdom. Give them 2 weeks. Give them 1 month. We have done that. Some have complied. Some have refused to comply. Tomorrow, by the time you start doing this, of course, the normal politics will come up. Sometimes they say, well, you see, this is a political period. It's not good to antagonize voters. This and that. These are businessmen. It's not good to let investors not lose interest in investing. All kinds of things that will be said. I will not listen to that. Bear it in mind, I won't do it. If you have not complied, if you have not paid, we are going to seal it up. There's no magic of talking law, talking this. You can blackmail as much as you can go to Arise, pay, stay there for how many hours. We are going to carry it out. We are going. If you like, spend all your time, carry all the CSOs, civil society, let them say anything. This is what we cannot continue to allow in this country. You want good thing, but you don't want to pay for it. Take, for example, how many poor people live in Maitama? How many poor people live in Wuse 1 and Wuse 2? How many poor? I mean, we all come up to all kinds of things. The rich men will go, hire the media, hire people to go to the press, to talk as if they are talking in favor of the poor people. Ask yourself this question. Mention how many poor people will own houses in Maitama here. What are we talking about? Let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. How many people have companies in Maitama, central business area, in Wuse, in Garki? How many poor people?
Let me ask this quick question, sir, on the issue of sanitation in the FCT.
You are not talking about sanitation.
Yes.
Where is the money to carry out the sanitation?
Is it more about money or mobilization?
Mobilization of what?
Mobilization of the people.
To which people?
The what? Cleaners.
Then the cleaner, who pay them? Where's the money to pay them?
Is it a question of there's no money or a question
No,
of
the point I'm making, the point I'm making is this. First of all, have you asked whether the city is owing? Have you asked?
Are we owing?
You don't know that we should owe when you need to pay your taxes?
I pay my tax. I don't
No,
know
I didn't know you pay, but when I check the books, I know whether you pay or not. But the point I'm making, you see, it takes two to tango. The point we are making, and who are these people talking? You see, that's why when he says sanitation, I just wonder. The rich man who lives in Maitama wants the city to be clean. Isn't that correct? But he doesn't want to pay the ground rent.
But Minister, your administration has boasted of generating a lot of money via ground rent, and even the...
When you say a lot of money, the problem you have, when you say a lot of money, if you pay money for 2023, and that money is used for development or cleaning of the area, does it mean you not pay for 2024? So when you say enough money, what is called enough money?
Are you saying you have a funding problem?
Define enough money. So what?
Are you saying you are having a funding problem, a money problem in the FCT?
Every government has a funding problem. And that's why government blocks all loopholes. That's why in advanced countries, they don't joke with issue of taxes. You can even go free in murder case than going free in tax evasion.
Yes, but truthfully...
But the point I'm making that, to be fair to you, yes, what happened in terms of sanitation is that we have had all these old contractors before now. As I was going on new procurement process, some people don't have the capacity. But you see, in terminating these jobs, it takes a process. It is this contracts were given political basis. You are my brother. Can you take the streets for cleaning? What is his capacity? Does he have equipment to do it? And now, by the time you go terminating, it's a process. And like I said, do you know those who are behind it? You don't know. Some of them are people who are politically influential. And sometimes you should be praying for people like us every day. What to see, what to pass through. When we take decision to do the right thing, you see all kinds of comments from everywhere. But you should take the pains to ask questions. You should take the pains to ask questions. It is not easy when you have the high and mighty living in a city who think that they are above the law. I just told you simple issue of renovate, put the international conference where people can say, yes, this is an international conference. Look at the backlash. Look at the problem.
All right. Honorable Minister, we've spent so much time on the FCT issues. Shall we discuss some little politics? Festus would like to have
Yes.
the first shot.
Yeah, Your Excellency, sir. I don't know if you know that in today's Nigerian politics, you are seen as the archetype of.
As what?
The archetype, a replica of an old Roman god called, what's his name now, who has Janus. Janus has double face. You are a major stakeholder in the PDP. You are also working in an APC government. People are asking whether this says something loud about your political character and personal ideology. If it does, is it recommendable? Is this political character recommendable? Second, Your Excellency, is the fact that now your one of your political sidekicks, former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, recently called your party the party where you spent several years as a major stakeholder, what did he call, a carcass. Are you happy?
First of all, he has his opinion. He knows why he says it's a carcass. I have never said it's a carcass. So all I thought he should have said, or find out for him, he must have found the reasons why he said it's a carcass. So I cannot. I didn't say it. So I don't know why you should ask me that question if I'm happy. Now, let me correct that question, please. Next time, don't say people say, I don't know where you are, where people met. So some people say double face. I take exception to that. Serious exception to that. We must like people who will tell you this is what they will do, and they will do. I made it clear. I was not going to support Atiku Abubakar. I do not attend their meetings. After attending their meetings, I go and do a different thing. I say for equity, fairness, and justice, it is the turn of the South to produce the presidency of Nigeria in 2023. I never hid it. So the issue of double face does not arise. The crew said they saw me in their campaign, I spoke in their favor, and then I went and did a different, that would have meant double face. So from day one, I said no, two. And I said, I'm not going to support them. Who am I going to support in the South? And there are two parties, two alternative parties. You had the APC, and you had the, what is it called now? I don't know. Okay, but I hardly remember some of these parties' name. So this it says Labour Party. And I looked at it. Who, first of all, in my own judgment, in my own opinion, will stand to win that election? Two, who has the capacity to take away Nigeria from where we were? That is my own judgment. And I was right. And Bola Tinubu won the election because I was right and said there's a tendency that he is going to win. Two, does he have what it takes to bring Nigeria out from where Nigeria was? So, that judgment, I'm right today. Now, on issue of me working in APC government, we forget history. Why is it that? That's why I said, you shouldn't have asked that question. Bola Ige was in which party when he became Attorney General of the Federation under Obasanjo? So Bola Ige had a double face.
Well, he never spoke ill of his party.
He did what?
He never spoke ill of the.
The party never had a problem.
No, it had a problem.
No, what was the problem? I didn't know that you were a major player. I didn't know that you were a major
I
player.
reported the activities of the
No,
party.
you see, that is the problem. When once you have pitched your tent, you don't want to pull out yourself. You don't want to pull out yourself. And our questions mostly are based on where your interest lies, which is not correct. Now, What is the problem in PDP? If you are saying that, look, you're an opposition party, are you not supposed to be the one to put your house in order to fight the ruling party? And when you say put your house together, you are being accused of another thing. It's okay. What is happening in PDP today? Have I not predicted it before now? So what is something that if I've given you that, look, if you don't do this, see what's going to happen. It's not in your place to say, let us put so that this thing will not happen.
Okay, Honorable Minister, let's talk about those predictions that you made. You insisted that Senator Sam Anyanwu will be the national secretary of your party. Today he is.
I did not insist. I said the law should be obeyed.
Well, he is.
So if you use the word I insist.
Honorable Minister, you also said you were going to remain in the PDP and fight it to the end. Today, you are still a member of the PDP.
Yes.
Those you describe as buccaneers and vampires, you say have left your party.
Yes.
And there have been defections.
Yes.
But do you think that your party is out of the woods? Is the crisis over? Especially when the President Bola Tinubu, continues to infer to your party as the sinking ship.
He's entitled to. Just like I'm entitled to say it about a party. Now, but let us get it clear. I never insisted that Sam Anyanwu must be. I insisted that the right thing must be done. If the right thing to be done is that Sam Anyanwu should be, if that is your, title that, oh, I insisted. If the law takes place, so be it. And the law has taken place. And I don't know the second prophecy said I did.
That you remain in the PDP, you will not defect. Then the
No,
buccaneers
I
and
said
the
I'm
vampires.
going to remain in PDP, and which I'm still in PDP. And that's why I'm saying that the right thing must be done. I will not leave this party, which I have done everything for the buccaneers and vampires. If I have left the party, the buccaneers and vampires would have remained in PDP to come and collect tickets.
Is the crisis over?
Well, it is over for now. Because there are still some things remaining, which I've told them they must do. One is, our South Zonal Congress that was held must be upheld. There's no two ways about it. Now, when we were doing our South Zonal Congress, the acting national chairman claimed that the PDP governors were not in support of that zonal congress. Where are the PDP governors now? Where are they?
So, Honorable,
Our congress was held in Calabar, and there's nothing anybody can tell us. If they want another round of crisis, so be it. That congress must be. The Chief Danobi emerged as the national vice chairman of the congress. The court allowed it for the congress to hold. Congress was held. The so-called acting national chairman of the party went and wrote a letter to INEC. Congress was held on Saturday. Say, for example, on the 5th. And you wrote a letter on the 8th, for example, that Congress has been postponed. Something was held on the 5th. And the 8th, it was postponed. So there are no two ways about it. The national vice chairman of PDP South is Chief Dan Obi. If they don't agree, that's another round of crisis. Two, the Southeast Congress, which they produce Ali Odeva, cannot stand. Ali Odeva, the court affirmed, he's no longer a member of the party. You cannot. You cannot. You see, these are the things I tell people that what I don't like is impunity. Is impunity. And for somebody like me, we will not condone it. I will not allow it. We won't fight it except they correct it. They said they're going for their convention.
Their convention? Are you not part of it?
yeah, the
No, but
convention.
when you have not corrected it,
The convention is in November.
It's in November.
well,
Let us- these issues resolved before that time.
let us wait. let the matter, first of all, there's still time for them to resolve it before we talk about the convention. Resolve the matter. Resolve the matter. If the matter is not resolved, there will be crisis.
Okay, sir. Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Minister, how do you see the opposition coalition?
What's
Like
that?
the coalition?
What's that? The coalition. Coalition of
Yes, the coalition.
Coalition of who and who? No, if you
Should I
say-
mention the name of the party, the ADC?
Listen. If you say ADC,
ADC.
how is it a coalition? What makes them coalition? What is a coalition?
So what's your question on
So,
A lot of people.
so how do you see,
These are
will they be
people-
able to survive
these are people
even next year?
in all their political nature have been known for the campaign going from one party to the other. So every political period you do coalition. Every political period you do a coalition. Every political period you do coalition. Which, you see, if you say some people who have joined ADC, it's okay. This is not the first time they have joined new parties. Take for example, it is in their bloodstream that this is what they are going to do. That you can't change it. Atiku was in PDP in 1999. You forgot?
No?
You forgot?
No?
Under Passenger had problem with him. Is that correct? Later he joined who? AC.
Yes.
Which AC was controlled by who? Was controlled by who? Not by the president now. Fine, say speak out.
We're asking questions.
No, you can't. You know. Now, what happened to him after AC came back to PDP? Is that correct? Is that not correct? Then what happened? He moved again to APC. Is that correct? From APC again, he came back to PDP. Is that not correct? Is that not correct?
Yeah.
Just to get presidential ticket every time. Then, from PDP now, he has gone to where again?
ADC.
Kai.
Honorable.
So, you see, let me tell you. You tell me. I don't know. If I'm his son, I will sit him down. I said, Dad, I did for whatever it's worth. It's just, how can you tell me as your son, you have made this history of jumping from one party to your almost 80-something years? How? How?
But sir,
Now,
they
no,
say they want
hold
to
on.
rescue Nigeria.
Hold on. Rescue what? Who has sank? You were VP for 8 years. You were VP for 8 years. You are the chairman of the National Economic Council. What happened?
Honorable Minister, your growl seems to be with the former Vice President.
No. I'm taking one by one.
Are you
No, listen.
undermining?
No,
just a
no,
moment.
no.
Are you
No,
undermining?
allow me.
Yes.
I
Let me
want
quickly
the
ask this.
viewers
Yes.
to you ask, and you are talking about coalition. I said you call coalition because when I move from one party to the other, that means coalition.
But you have only taken one person.
I'm just explaining. I will take another person.
Are you undermining the group of people who have left? Don't forget that members of the APC have also left. Some people have left the APC and are also a part of this ADC party.
That's what we are saying. All over our political history, people leave one party to the other party. That does not mean coalition.
When they're from multiple parties?
That's what was. Listen, PDP. Some people left other parties and joined PDP. Some people left PDP and joined the APC. Some people are not even APC because of one interest or the other. Ask me, what are you doing coalition for? What's the rescue?
If it's not a coalition, what would you call it?
And you are the one who gave them. I said people joined a party. People join one party they call ADC. Let me tell you why they have to do that. It is difficult now for them to have it in PDP. All this has to do with presidential ambition. Can I get my ticket? The way PDP is now, it's not likely that Atiku will get ticket. Therefore, it's not comfortable. Then he goes to tell you, let's come. Let's do a coalition against Tinubu. It's not correct.
You look
It is because he cannot get the presidential ticket under PDP.
What do we say
Because-
about Senator David Mark?
To do what?
Senator David Mark,
What
who
coalition?
left the PDP, who has been in the PDP since its inception.
Can I tell you something? When we started having this issue of national chairman in North Central, there was pressure that the man could be the national chairman. We refused. Yes.
Why?
Why would you not refuse? What change will he bring to the party? He had been in the party, was Senate president, he was a Senate president for 8 years. What are the things that happen? What is the improvement? I have told you here, I prefer somebody who has not had any position, who has come to tell me that, look, I'm doing this because this government, I want to help for a change, to achieve this and that. I will not listen to anybody who has been in power for donkey of years, who has refused to contribute anything to the development of the country. And now you come now to tell me this story, that look, we need to rescue this country. You were there, the country was sinking. You didn't rescue.
Minister, earlier when you were talking about the 2023 general elections, you wanted to talk about Labour Party, and you said that you hardly remember such names. However, in the last 4 weeks, we have seen you meet with top political generals and lieutenants in Nigeria's political landscape, talking about the Labour Party chairman, Julius Abure, the Delta State governor, the Enugu State governor. Is there anything brewing that you might want to let us know, perhaps politically, or is it just a show of camaraderie with them?
Meeting Delta governor, I never met with Enugu governor. Please. Okay. So I get your facts right. I met with the Edo State governor. I met with the Ebonyi State governor. I met with Kogi State governor. So when you say, I don't remember these parties, they are not parties. So that the public will not say that I don't remember the names of these people. So that what I mean, well, there are two parties then that will make choice, since I was not going to support Atiku Abubakar.
Okay.
Because part of the problems we have, you people, when you ask questions, you will ask questions that people will fully, and before they go home now and they begin to interpret. Governors came to me, they are my friends, we relate. I was a governor. They asked me questions, and I also asked them questions. How are you doing this? How are you doing this? When you were there, how did you do this? Now, he said, Abure came, of course, he's a politician. I'm a politician. What is wrong when politicians meet themselves? Just like you journalists, you meet. Is there any crime that you meet?
So there's no political undertone to it ahead of 2027 general elections?
Undertone?
To the meeting.
Why would I want to tell you what I'm planning against 2027?
So you are planning something?
Why would I'm not a politician? But why should I come and let you know what I'm doing? What till the time
The
comes?
political interpretation to that meeting outside
Yes.
is that you are probably the hand that is stoking Julius Abure's confrontation or disagreement or dispute, if you prefer, with the candidate of the party, the Labour Party.
Peter Obi.
Yes.
The
That
candidate.
you are the one stoking that crisis between the two of them.
So who's the one talking the problem we have in our own state? If I'm the one talking, look, you see, let me tell you. Anyway, I'm not here to help anybody who's my opponent. If they're having problems, it's my prayer that they should continue to have problems. Do you help your political opponent?
Inspector, well,
Do you help your political opponent?
They're not politicians, Honorable Minister.
You're not what?
They're journalists.
They're not Nigerian, they're not politicians.
and journalists cooperate, but we don't know about politicians.
I can tell you the worst politicians we have are journalists. If you want me to give you that, I'll give you that.
Let's not go there.
There are even more politicians than we claim that we are politicians.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. But, Honorable Minister, let's go to your home state of
Yes.
Rivers.
Yes.
We saw this reconciliation between yourself and the suspended governor, Governor Fubara. And a lot of people had hoped that in the spirit of reconciliation and goodwill, especially since this peace was brokered by the president, that by now we would have seen the lifting of the suspension and perhaps a reinstatement of Governor Fubara. Is there any conversation going on in that regard?
Was I part of those who declared a state of emergency?
Aren't you curious as to what exactly is delaying the restoration of democratic governance back in River State?
Oh, I didn't know that what you're talking about. But the process now to restore democratic governance. Is that not? Is that not?
Yeah, let's talk about that there.
Now, you see, I've never seen people who are always, that who have made peace, means that when the governor comes back, that peace will continue. The whole thing you're talking about is not just about government. It has to do with the entire system. You need to heal wounds. And the governor has not come to tell you here that he's not comfortable with what has happened. You have seen the governor say, look, that if President Tinubu did not declare a state of emergency, that he would have been impeached. So what does it tell you? I'm comfortable that happened, so that we would have all made peace. And by the time we come, we all work as a team. Do you want to rush just because you want the governor, and at the end of the day, you have not made any peace? And today, there are steps taken to restore democratic governance, at least in the local level.
Let's talk about that. Your party, the PDP, had primaries to pick candidates for the local government election that is in about a month. My findings reveal something very curious, which is this kind of alliance between the PDP and the APC, not to oppose each other. I'm telling you what I found out.
No, but I know you're telling me now for the first time.
I know you know.
But that would be unfair.
Okay, let me put the question.
You'll be unfair.
Let me put the question, and then you tell me that it is not correct.
Okay.
What I gather is that in most local governments, there's that working alliance between the PDP and the APC, where the chairmanship candidate is on the platform of the PDP, the vice chairman will be from the APC. And if it's from the APC, the vice chairman will be from the PDP. And that was what happened in all the local governments, because your party, the PDP, and your other party, the APC, are in alliance.
No, we don't have statements.
Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. The party that you are, in which you are a minister, the APC.
I'm not a party. I'm not a minister in APC.
APC government.
Fine.
So is that part of the peace that we are likely to see, the larger peace that we are likely to see
Frankly speaking,
in River State, that is one political family?
Frankly speaking, you are the one telling me this now.
Really?
I say you are the one telling me this, and you have not given me the names of who is the chairmanship here, that APC is the party. You have not told me anything. You have not made a general statement that if PDP is the chairmanship candidate, APC is the party. Give me an example. Say this local government. Say this local government. Obiakpo did what?
That's your local government.
Yes. Yes.
You were there. You attended the
Yes.
the party primary.
What happened? The PDP candidate.
The APC did hold any primary.
I'm not aware of that. How would I know? What's my business? Listen, why not be patient for research to publish those who are participating, those who are not, but before you jump to conclusion. Now, assuming though not conceding that what you are saying here is an alliance. What's wrong an alliance that will bring peace in a state? Assuming though not conceding. What do you like where you'll be having problems? No. Assuming that is even the arrangement. Would you not be happy that for once, that politicians can sit to say, look, let us not do, what do you call this syndrome of only you. The winner takes it all. So look, this is our state. All of us are from here.
I just asked that question.
No, I said assuming, though not conceding. I said assuming.
So you don't believe that is what is happening?
It's a simple English. I said assuming what they did is correct.
They are not considering.
I'm not considering to it because I'm not aware. But I said, assuming what they did, as you are saying, is correct, will you not even be happy that that is taking them to use it to advance other states to emulate that?
Every Nigerian should be happy.
But if that is the case, I thought you should have said, if that is correct, then encourage them. But for now, I am not aware.
Minister, if this were to be correct, like you had pointed out, this gentleman agreement between the PDP and the APC, from your standpoint, will it be beneficial or detrimental to the people of Rivers State?
If the people say this is what they want, how will it say whether it will benefit or detriment? They have, if that's what they have chosen, of course.
Is it the people or the politicians now?
The politicians are not people.
Well,
No,
they,
but
they
see-
stand
you
on
see,
different.
you-
They
you-
stand
you-
on different
you-
bases.
You make fundamental errors. You remember that when you say people, they are leaders of the people, right? In your family, for example, probably your family listens to you. Is that not correct? Is that not correct?
That's correct.
You hold family meetings. They say they look up to you. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
So, if you take a decision, it means to be beneficial for your people. You think, most of you think that politicians don't come from anywhere. I don't have a home. I'm coming. I don't have a village. I'm not from a community. I came from air. Do you know, as I go home, people come to ask me, what is our position? What do we do as regards to this? And I prefer what? This is my own thinking.
Okay, Minister, that's you, but can you really speak for all politicians who get into office and alienate themselves from the people? But my question really is still on local government elections. There are those who say, should the election go ahead as announced by RISEC, it will be a recipe for litigation for so many reasons.
Wow.
One, they say it is holding under a state of emergency, which is an anomaly. Yes. They also say the notice of election does not meet the statutory 90 days. It is 21 days. Are you not concerned? Plus, they also say, following my colleague, there's a pattern that has also emerged that your loyalists are emerging as the candidates of the chairmanship. It does look like your structure is back in place. What do you say to people like that?
I don't know who has defined who my loyalists are. But let me know the way for the fundamental question you asked. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. You know the problem I have in this country? People are used to television advocates. With all due respect, where you advocate law, it's not on television, it's in the courtroom. When the state of emergency was declared, they said it was illegal. How many of them have pursued the case till today?
Your party has.
Where is it? Have they pursued it? Have they pursued the case?
At the Supreme Court?
Have they pursued the case? Filing a matter for people to say we are filing a matter does not mean that you want to pursue the matter. With all due respect to you, it's to play to the gallery. With all due respect. But let me come to the point. I have been quoting Supreme Court judgment. Who went to court over that Supreme Court judgment? It was we. When we went to court, people were advocating on television. When the judge gave that judgment, that the election should not hold because it don't meet the requirement. You came out on television lambasting the judge that the judge took bribe. Yes. The repetition that the judge took bribe. The matter went to Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal upturned that judgment. And the matter went to Supreme Court. The House Court of the Land now made a pronouncement and said the judgment of the lower court of the Federal High Court was right. Today it has become the law, is it not? It's not. So you are now quoting. All of them are now quoting. I even had INEC was quoting it. But ask INEC, during that matter, what was their position in court? Let me move further. He said, an emergency is an aberration, but allowed by law. The law knows that we period that will be an emergency situation. The Emergency Act of 1961, I'm coming. Particularly Section 3 of that law provides that every emergency, and then the Governor General then was not President, Governor General. And you remember, the 1999 Constitution gives the President the power to modify laws of colonial period or even the military. And that was when in 2004, under President Obasanjo, he now brought the modification law of 2004 under the Emergency Act and retained those provisions that under the emergency rule, the president can suspend, modify some aspects of the law. The president can modify, suspend some aspects of the law and allow the president to make a regulation that will guide the governance of the emergency areas. And that was why the President Bill Tinubu, based on the modification law of 2004, made by Obasanjo, now made the regulations. The first regulation, what you call emergency to conduct local government election, was made in June, no May, but was gathered in June, where the president said, look, emergency to conduct local government election. In order to bring back democratic structures in certain emergency areas, there is a need to suspend or modify the application of the Electoral Act of 2022, the application of the local government, River State Local Government Independent Law, the River State Local Government Law, and the River State Local Government Election Tribunal Law, and gave 90 days within which the election should be conducted in order to bring back democratic structures. Mind, it is only in the local government that there is no democratic structure, which was notified by the Supreme Court. Now, when you now say emergency, that they have no power to conduct election, how could anybody say so? You remember that Supreme Court said, where there's no local government, they cannot have access to funds from Federation account. Yes. And no governor can set up caretaker committee. Is it not correct? Yes. Now, because of the emergency rule, that judgment was set aside, was kept at the bench, and to allow the local government to access funds. And that's why they appointed sole administrator in local government. You also know the Supreme Court said, look, because there's no budget for the state government, they cannot have access to Federation account. Now, assuming there's no emergency rule, would local government have access funds today? Would the state have access funds today? Certainly not. So the essence of the emergency rule becomes imperative. I'm coming.
I'm just conscious of that.
No, this one should take more of your time than any other one. Now, the president, in his wisdom, to bring peace and restore democratic governance in local government, came again with another regulation, which was signed in July, that this election must be conducted within 30 days because the president, from my understanding, does not want to extend the emergency rule. Because extending the emergency rule will not be palatable to the people. But then if you don't do local government election, and then you leave the emergency rule, how will local government now access funds? And when the governor cannot appoint caretaker committee based on Supreme Court judgment, and they cannot get money, is that not crisis in the local government? Is that not crisis? And the president said, look, we don't want this crisis again. While you are here now, conduct this election so that there will be democratic structure in the local government. So that as this emergency rule is being lifted, the governor comes, the assembly comes, right? The assembly comes. And then they take care of the state. And then there's democratic structure in local government. And then they will have access to their funds. If you don't do that election now, the governor comes. The governor will give notice of 1 year by the Supreme Court judgment. And when he gives notice of 1 year, You cannot set up a caretaker committee, and they cannot have access to the federation account. What happens in the local government?
All right, we understand all of
So,
that.
so
Sorry,
people
sir.
should, you see, people should. What if you don't have an idea? If you don't know anything, call people. What is this? What is this? It's not every day. Okay, why not challenges? Why not challenges? Emergency rule allows the president to make regulations, allows the president to suspend and modify some aspects of the law. And that's what he has done by suspending some aspects of the Electoral Act of 2022, which he has the power.
All right. Honorable Minister, our time is fast spent. We have just about 3 minutes. You have not hidden your admiration for President Tinubu. 2027 will soon be around the corner.
Yes.
Should the president still come from the south?
Before, where will it come from? It will come from where?
I'm asking, should.
Don't you know my position and our position?
So the question is, how fundamental is that? Because if your party, one of the reasons why you were angry with your party was because it went to the north. It went to a northern candidate. They threw it open. They did not send it anywhere. Now your party, you say things are beginning to settle there. If indeed, or when indeed they settle properly, and they zone it to the south, will you be supporting a southern candidate from your party?
From your party.
Or will you still be supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Why not? You would have asked me. Why do I think I got not to support President Tinubu? I would have loved that question. Let me tell you, I presented a paper in Abafima University, and I did say, the bane of our problem majorly is leadership. When you get the right leadership, things will begin to change, improve. If you bring somebody from the south in PDP, and I know it does not have the leadership qualities, take for example, every president in this country, right from 1999, had always said that oil subsidy is a scam. They believe so. But nobody has had the courage to say, we know it's a scam. What do we do? You know?
President Jonathan.
I'm coming. You know, you don't know. If I do it now, if I don't do it now. Nobody was able to do it. Nobody. The day the man was sworn in, he didn't go to his office first before he took that decision.
Yeah, but you just heard President Jonathan did. And
Did
it was in the cabinet you served. President Goodluck Jonathan did, and there were protests. And then he returned.
Okay, was protest. Was there no protest in this? Was there no protest in this? Has he not been able to solve the problem?
Were they as strong as
What is strong? What
organized?
How do I know? How do I know? I would have known.
You were a minister
The point
then.
I'm talking about is, let me tell you, leadership. If you want to do something, let me tell you, don't do it haphazardly. If you know that, not temporarily, not by small. Look, a president said, I am going to do this. He knows there will be challenges. He knows there will be a kind of a backlash. But he said, look, I'm going to do it. For a short time, we'll suffer it. But in the long run, we are going to benefit it. Today, look at the money each state is getting. Before, it was not. I've been taking that bold step. People suffered for it at the initial time, but we're coming to, stay with it, and things are beginning to change. That's what leadership is all about.
So regardless of who your party feels, you're going to be supporting
So
President
if you can feel a non-entity.
I'm just asking.
So
you are the one who is saying they feel it. What if they feel somebody who has
my level
capacity?
at my level, because I'm in PDP, you can't bring somebody I know, cannot even say anything.
Even if he's your friend?
You don't have.
Which friend?
You don't seem to have confidence in your party. Your
I
party
didn't
has-
say so.
You said what
First
they
of all,
feel the non-entity.
before you talk,
That's what you said.
let me tell you, first of all, do the right thing. Bring back the national vice chairman of the South Side. That's one.